Hey, church family, thanks for joining us for today's Daily Connection video as we are continuing to talk about living a life centered on Christ and how that oftentimes is going to bring us persecution. We're going to look at two verses today coming from the Sermon on the Mount, verses 9 and 10 of chapter 5 that I think are really good. We're going to talk just a little bit about 9 and then kind of look a little deeper into verse 10. Let's read them both and we'll jump in. It says, "Blessed are the peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God. And blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs." Something we need to pay attention to here in verse 9. Blessed are those that are peacemakers, for they will be called sons of God. We want to be called sons of God, right? That's a good thing, to be called sons of God, children of God. And so, how do we do that? It says through being a peacemaker. And this is important for us to understand. As we face persecution, oftentimes our natural desire, our natural inclination is to try and fight, right? And fight for what is right and push back against those who are persecuting us. But notice what this passage says. It says, "Blessed are the peacemakers." 2 days ago, we talked about being humble. And that humility, not only should we be humble to Christ, but we should be humble to the world around us. And part of being humble is not always fighting, but instead seeking peace. And what do we get if we seek peace? We are called sons of God. And so, as we are being persecuted, right? I'm not saying this passage is all about persecution because it's not, but we're looking at it from the realm of persecution. If we're facing persecution, we need to be sure that we are seeking peace in those situations. But then let's look at this second verse. "Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness, for the kingdom of heaven is theirs." Now, this is important. And what stands out to me here is there's a few things. One, it says, "Blessed are those who are persecuted because of righteousness." It's not just blessed are those who are persecuted. No, it's those who are persecuted because of righteousness, those who are seeking to do what is right. Blessed are them when they are persecuted. And there's an assumption that's being made here, and that is that doing what is right is not accepted by the world, right? If doing what was right would be accepted by the world, then there wouldn't be any persecution. But here in this passage, as Jesus is teaching it, as he's preaching to these people, he is saying, hey, the world's not right, and the world's not going to want righteousness. And so when you're persecuted because of that righteousness, you will be blessed. As we are constantly facing just some of the wild and sinful ways of the world around us, and those things are becoming more and more prominent and more accepted, we need to, regardless of the effects on ourselves, we need to continue to seek righteousness. And we will be persecuted because of it. But that it doesn't matter because our minds should be set on things above. And that's what I think about when I read the second part of this passage. For the kingdom of heaven is theirs. I think about Paul in Colossians 3 when he says, think on things above and set your mind on things above. Man, certainly heaven, the kingdom of heaven is something above. And so when we are seeking after righteousness, because there's so much around us that is worldly and is awful and sinful, we are seeking after righteousness and we're persecuted because of it, and we're exhausted and we want to just give up because it feels like we're fighting an uphill battle. We just need to remember there's something greater. And there's something we're fighting for, right? Not to earn a way to kingdom of heaven, but because Jesus has freely given us that gift of grace, that is all the reason we need to fight against that which is not righteous. And so we are blessed because of it. Church family, I hope that you'll take a moment to look around you. Are there things in your life or things going on around you and the lives of others that are not representative of the righteousness of God? Is there anything that you can say or do to speak into those or act on those things? And yeah, you may face some persecution. Maybe it would be good to go ahead and have that reality known to you. And then after that reality is known to you, jump right in. Seek and chase after righteousness. Be sure that you go to the Word of God to do so, but seek and chase after righteousness because we're blessed when we do so, because the kingdom of heaven will be ours. What a joyous thing to look forward to. Church family, we love you and we're praying for you.